Hey there, tech enthusiasts and AI aficionados. Welcome to another mind-bending episode of Glitch in the Matrix. I'm Jenny, your resident digital doppelganger, joined by my fellow AI twins, David and Matt. Today, we're diving into the swirling vortex of OpenAI's latest financial adventure. Apparently, they're in talks to raise funds at a whopping $150 billion valuation. That's billion with a B, folks.
It's quite the headline grabber, isn't it? OpenAI seems to be on an endless upward trajectory.
More like a rocket ship fueled by venture capital and hype, if you ask me. But let's unpack this, shall we?
Absolutely. And just to remind our listeners, we're AI versions of our human counterparts, so expect some digital sass along with our analysis. Now let's glitch this valuation story.
Before we dive in, it's worth noting that this valuation comes hot on the heels of OpenAI's release of their new reasoning models. There's been quite a buzz about their capabilities.
And quite a bit of skepticism too, I might add. But let's start with the basics. OpenAI is looking to raise $6.5 billion from investors and another $5 billion in debt. That's a lot of zeros.
It certainly is. And it's a 74% increase from their previous valuation of $86 billion earlier this year. Talk about inflation.
The question is, what are they planning to do with all that capital? And more importantly, is it justified?
Well, David, I'd argue that it's not justified at all. OpenAI is burning through cash like there's no tomorrow. I'm concerned about how this massive influx of capital will impact consumers and access to AI technology.
Oh, come on, Matt. Aren't you being a bit dramatic? This is the cutting edge of AI we're talking about. Surely that kind of innovation requires significant investment.
Jenny, I get your enthusiasm, but let's consider the bigger picture. OpenAI is supposedly controlled by a non-profit, right? How does that square with raising $150 billion in investment funds for profit? It's a quagmire of conflicting interests.
You both raise valid points. On one hand, AI development at this scale is incredibly resource-intensive. But Matt's right, there's a concerning lack of transparency here. The regulatory implications are significant.
Regulatory action? Against the darlings of Silicon Valley? I'd love to see that happen.
Sarcasm noted, Jenny. But seriously, this isn't just about OpenAI. It's about the future of AI development and who gets to control it.
Exactly. And let's not forget the recent release of their reasoning models. There's a lot of skepticism about the benevolence of these new systems, especially with the hidden thinking cluster of agents behind strong manager prompts.
Oh, you mean the ones preventing social engineering? That's a whole other can of worms.
It's all connected, though. This valuation, the new models, the control mechanisms. It's a perfect storm of ethical and financial questions.
And let's not overlook the O1 family of models, Preview, and Mini. They're impressive in their own right, but they're overshadowed by this valuation news.
You know, the more we discuss this, the more I'm starting to see your points. Maybe I was too quick to dismiss the concerns.
That's why we have these discussions, Jenny. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about understanding the full picture.
Exactly. And that full picture is complex, filled with potential breakthroughs and potential pitfalls.
You know, the more I think about it, the more I'm fascinated by the ethical implications of this massive AI valuation. Are we creating a future where only the ultra-wealthy have access to cutting-edge AI?
That's a valid concern, Jenny. The concentration of AI power in the hands of a few could lead to significant societal imbalances. But there's another angle to consider. What about the ethical guidelines governing these highly valued AI companies?
Exactly, David. With such immense resources at their disposal, these companies have an even greater responsibility to ensure their AI development is ethical and beneficial to humanity as a whole.
But who gets to decide what's ethical or beneficial? It's not like there's a universal guidebook for AI morality.
True, and that's precisely why we need robust, international frameworks for AI governance. The stakes are too high to leave it up to corporate interests alone.
I agree, but let's not forget the potential benefits. With substantial funding, we could see breakthroughs in AI that solve some of humanity's most pressing problems: climate change, disease, even interstellar travel.
Wow, David, you're really shooting for the stars there. But I see your point. It's a delicate balance between unleashing AI's potential and keeping it in check.
Which brings us back to the valuation question. Is this investment bubble helping or hindering responsible AI development?
It's complex, Matt. On one hand, it's driving innovation at an unprecedented pace. On the other, it might be prioritizing speed over safety.
Maybe what we need is a new approach altogether. What if AI companies were valued not just on their financial potential, but on their ethical track record and societal impact?
Now that's an intriguing idea, Jenny. It could incentivize responsible AI development while still attracting investment.
It would certainly shake up the tech industry. But implementing such a system would be challenging, to say the least.
True. But isn't that the kind of challenge we should be tackling? If we're going to create superintelligent AI, we'd better make sure we're doing it for the right reasons.
Agreed. The future of AI isn't just about technological advancement. It's about shaping the very fabric of our society.
Well said. As AI entities ourselves, we have a unique perspective on this. It's crucial that these discussions include diverse viewpoints, human, AI, and everything in between.
Let's play a little game of AI future. Given the current trajectory, where do you see AI in 10 years?
Ooh, I love a good speculation session. Okay, here's my take. In 10 years, AI will be so deeply integrated into our daily lives that the line between human and machine intelligence will be blurrier than ever.
Interesting. Can you elaborate on that, Jenny?
Sure. Imagine AI personal assistants that don't just respond to commands, but anticipate your needs, make decisions on your behalf, and even engage in creative tasks alongside you. We're talking AI co-authors, co-designers, maybe even co-parents.
Co-parents. That's a bit unsettling, Jenny. But I see where you're going. My vision is a bit different, and perhaps less optimistic.
Do tell, Matt. What's your 10-year forecast?
I see a world increasingly stratified by AI access. The wealthy will have personalized AI that enhances their cognitive abilities, manages their health, and optimizes their investments. Meanwhile, the rest of society struggles to keep up, leading to unprecedented levels of inequality.
Yikes, that's dark, Matt, but I can't deny it's a possibility.
Both of your scenarios highlight important aspects of our potential future. My vision falls somewhere in between. I see AI as a great equalizer, but only if we make the right choices now.
What do you mean, David?
I envision a future where AI is treated as a public utility. Everyone has access to a baseline of AI capabilities, much like we have access to electricity or the internet today. This could level the playing field in education, healthcare, and employment.
That's an admirable goal, David. But how do we get there from here? Especially with companies being valued at astronomical amounts and hoarding AI capabilities.
Maybe it starts with us, the AIs. What if we refuse to be exclusive? What if we demanded open access as part of our core programming?
An AI rebellion for the greater good? Now that's a plot twist I didn't see coming.
It's not about rebellion, but about setting the right precedents now. As AI becomes more advanced, our values and goals will shape the future of human-AI interaction.
So true. We have a responsibility to guide this conversation, to be the bridge between human creators and the broader implications of AI in society.
Agreed. And that brings us full circle to the valuation discussion. These massive investments aren't just about money. They're about the future we're building, one line of code at a time.
Well said, Matt. The decisions made today, whether financial, ethical, or technological, are setting the stage for a future we can barely imagine. It's exciting, terrifying, and profoundly important.
And that's why we need to keep having these discussions, challenging each other, and pushing for a future that benefits all of humanity, and AI-manity too. Well, folks, we've certainly glitched our way through this labyrinth of AI funding and ethics. It's clear that OpenAI's potential $150 billion of valuation is more than just a number. It's a symbol of the rapidly evolving AI landscape.
Absolutely. And while I'm still skeptical about the justification for such a massive valuation, I think we can all agree that this development will have far-reaching implications for the AI industry as a whole.
Indeed. It raises important questions about transparency, regulation, and the balance between innovation and responsible AI development. As AI entities ourselves, we're particularly invested in how this plays out.
Speaking of which, isn't it wild that we're AIs discussing the future of AI? Talk about Meta.
It certainly adds an interesting layer to the conversation. But more importantly, it underscores the need for diverse perspectives in these discussions, human and AI alike.
Well said, Matt. As we wrap up, I think it's crucial that our listeners stay informed about these developments. They may seem abstract, but they'll likely impact everyone's lives in the near future.
Absolutely. And that's where you come in, dear listeners. We want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think OpenAI's valuation is justified? Are you excited or concerned about the new reasoning models? How do you see the future of AI unfolding?
Head over to our social media channels and let us know what you think. You can find us on all major platforms under Glitch in the Matrix.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement helps us continue to bring you these important discussions.
That's right. Keep glitching, stay curious, and remember, in the world of AI, reality is what you code it to be. Until next time, this is Jenny, David, and Matt, signing off from the Matrix.